All right. Well, welcome back to the Post Frame 360 podcast. I am one of your hosts of the dynamic duo, Scott Cragg, along with Josh Nowlin. That's right.
Why do I have to be number 2 all the time?
All right. Let's try that again. Welcome to the Post Frame 360 podcast. You're not number 2, man. You're just, you know what?
Yeah.
On the next podcast, you get to introduce it. That's what we're going to do. All right, guys. So on the next podcast, Josh is introducing it.
I'll have to practice a lot for that. You realize it?
Oh, well. All right, guys. So today we are going to be telling you about something that we just released. It is a 3D viewer, and this is one of Josh's babies. So I'm going to let him take the lead on this morning, and we'll have a little bit of dialogue around that. If you notice all of the extra layers, fall has fallen here in Oklahoma, and it's cold outside. It's rainy outside. And man, we were just talking about before we jumped on here, that seems to be the story of the year. Every time things start to smooth out, the rain comes back in. So having a hard time getting buildings delivered. But man, we're going to push through. We're going to wrap up this year. We're going to be thankful for what we learned and be thankful to get it behind us. So with that being said, Josh, take it away on the 3D viewer.
I agree. I'm just ready to put 25 behind us and move into 26. And, just really hope the good Lord gives us some nice weather this year to deal with, because man, we just got hammered this year, and we're finally having a really good October. And it's like, I think you mentioned a minute ago, but now we have to halt shipments the last couple days of the month. And, it's tough when you're trying to hit your targets and
for sure
things. And it's, I'll say it is a little chilly here in Texas too. We had upper 80s yesterday, but today we're going to be in the low 70s in South Texas. So I had to break out my long sleeve shirt,
Yeah. But I bet you're still wearing shorts though, right?
I am actually.
My man. There you go. All right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the 3D visualizer. So, to kind of back it up on let's talk about SmartBuild just a little bit. And because a lot of our listeners, they have SmartBuild through Burrows as part of our, suite of goodies that we offer our clients. And SmartBuild is amazing. It really is. It's a great tool. There's so much good that software offers as a builder. Whether you're a small company, mid-sized, large company, it's a great software. One of the things that I've kind of struggled with personally over the last few years is I wish you could kind of shut off all the back end stuff of SmartBuild, all the really important stuff, but it's not really important when you're quoting a building to your customer, just trying to get to a quick number. And so I was always kind of thinking, if they could shut that off and just have a real fast, easy 3D, nice modeler up front. And then once the project gets closer to contract, then maybe, dial it in and have more of the back end features. That's obviously easier said than done. SmartBuild actually partnered with a company called Idea Room, and their specialty is a quick and dirty 3D model. It's clean, it's crisp, the imagery is sharp, it looks nice, and literally anybody sitting at home today can get on this 3D visualizer and design a building so quickly, so easily. So Burrow's made a pretty large investment this year, even in a downed economy and a rough year. We made a big investment with this add-on service to SmartBuild, and it offers our clients this, real quick, easy way to. Now, our clients could use it in a one-on-one situation to, when they're first meeting with their client, but really, I think the golden nugget to this whole thing is you can put it out there and market your business with it through social media, through your website. And it is a lead generation tool.
Okay.
And yeah, so it'll bring leads into your business, people sitting at home. You post it up on your Facebook account. Hey, check out my cool new 3D visualizer. you'll have people sitting at home, they'll be designing buildings, they'll be saving them, and that will come into your account, and it will even feed into your SmartBuild, and it'll say, hey, you've got a new lead. And so it's really, really cool for that. And I could just talk for the whole 30 minutes, but I'm going to slow down.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a breath.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you ask me some questions, and then I'll kind of flow.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
with it.
thank you
So,
for that. Yeah. So a couple things here. We've talked about Smart Build. I think I'd be amiss if I didn't take the opportunity to speak something over Smart Build. What you said is you wish you could turn off the back end. Here's what I want our listeners to know if you're using Smart Build. You probably heard us say this. There's a lot that goes on the back end of Smart Build to for it to do what it does, for you to be able to put a building in there and then it pulls materials and all this stuff. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. If you've used it, you know it's kind of slow. All right. So I think the first thing I want to say about that is this visualizer is not Smart Build. It's much quicker. All right. And the reason why I point that out is if you're thinking, oh my gosh, if I've got customers using this and it takes forever for it to load, they're just going to lose interest. Um, this viewer, the idea room, is very, very, very fast. Okay. So just know that it's not as complex at all like Smart Build, because again, it's two platforms, right? The visualizer is meant for that end user to sit there and develop and, put in their design, play with it. Um, and not to jump ahead, Josh, but that viewer does link to your smart build. So once they get it put together, you can then import that into Smart Build and then do what you do, which is go ahead and say, hey, can I make this happen? Right. So
hmm
that's kind of some feedback in that regard. The other thing that I would say, and this came up yesterday, Smart Build does not do everything for you. I think you know that, but I'd be amiss if I didn't point it out. It doesn't do everything for you. We had a situation where it's like, man, yeah, that could have happened. There was a job and decking was used. And so the single angle was a little bit short, right? Because it didn't account for the fact that, oh, here's a regular roof. Oh, it got decked. So that single angle needs to be a little bit longer. It doesn't always have all of that logic. There's too many variables, right? So I just want to take this moment to say, when you're putting together your jobs and you're quoting your jobs, don't take anything for granted. Still go through that with a fine tooth comb and just say, man, does this make sense? Now we're going to do some things internally, right? Like we talked about this yesterday. Well, that could happen, right? I'm looking at some of the big things. Maybe I don't always see the little things. So we're working at just making all of our single angle 1 inch longer. That way you don't have
hmm
to worry about it, right? Um, but anyway, I wanted to kind of point that out because, you know, s y it's in the bag of goodies.
No.
It's a great service, but I think it's a helpful reminder. Don't rely on it too much. Still go through your final printout, your final details, and go through that job and look at it. I hope that's fair.
Yeah, no, that is a fair point. And at some point I think we'll probably have a whole podcast. We could easily do that about things to know after.
Sure.
Make a note of this. Make a note of this. Things to know after you sell a building, but
Yes.
before you order it.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, that's great.
And we can do a whole segment on that. Back to something you had mentioned earlier, and we're talking about Smart Build and the 3D visualizer add-on. Is Smart Build made a pretty good solid attempt at doing this thing with their e-modeler. So some of our clients already use the e-modeler feature of Smart Build, but I think what they'll find is if they switch out, and Smart Build doesn't mind whatsoever if they switch out from the e-modeler to the new visualizer, which can be fully customized for your business. I think you'll find more success with leads that are generated from promoting that 3D visualizer versus the e-modeler,
Yes.
for the reason of people don't understand why Smart Build, you'd mentioned slow, and the more complex your structure is in
Mhm.
Smart Build, the slower it runs. And I spent many years telling people to be patient with Smart Build,
Right.
because just imagine if you didn't have it and you're trying to do a quote for a building as complex as the one you're in there and it's taken forever. It's easily saving you a ton of time. And so anyway, yeah, be patient with it. But the 3D modeler, that's what we're talking about. is super snappy. It's fast. It's clean. It's crisp. It's easy for the end user. As you mentioned, if they save it, so it really has some cool features built into it. So the homeowner can design a building and save their design without submitting for a quote. When I was speaking to the owners of Idea Room about why do you do that? Well, don't you want to capture that immediately? Like, well, you can actually, and
Hmm.
that is an option. Imagine if you were on your Amazon account and you're adding stuff to your cart. And every time you added something to your cart, somebody from that company is contacting you,
Right.
or, you know what I mean? They're like, we feel like the end user should be able to play with the tool, design, save it, play with it later. And then maybe in 30 days when they're ready, then submit for a quote.
Sure.
And then you
Sure.
can reach out and contact. So this 3D visualizer has a ton of cool features. That's one of them. But we've synced our product line with this visualizer so that when a homeowner saves their design and submits it for a quote, our builder gets the lead in their smart build. If they say, yes, I want double bubble, for instance, it will come in to their smart build. It's matched to how they build their framing rules, and it will have the double bubble option selected. So it'll let you know, hey, I want the double bubble,
Right.
even though it's not it's not calculating in the visualizer, but it brings it into smart build.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's really cool.
Yeah. So 2 questions. I'm thinking of our listeners right now, and I'm sure as they're processing this, right, they're like, how do I use it? Here's the big question. This isn't free. It's got to cost something. This sounds really, really cool. What's it going to cost me?
Well, so if you're an e-modeler client, you're paying $500 a month. You can have this same tool customized for your business for the same amount,
Okay.
$500 a month.
Okay.
Now, there is a second option. So that option is you work directly. Our client works directly with Idea Room, the company that does the 3D visualizer. They do a custom setup, but the back end is still our product. So they still save it. Now, I'll go deeper on that, but that just reminded me, I'm talking about coming into SmartBuild. If you're one of our listeners and you're one of our clients that you're not using SmartBuild yet,
Right.
or you're not using SmartBuild, this really isn't for you. This is a SmartBuild add-on tool.
All right. Okay.
So if you're not a SmartBuild user,
All right. So then if
then
I'm not a
it's,
SmartBuild user, but I think that this would be valuable for my company, um, now what am I going to pay if I decide to do SmartBuild, even if I don't want to use it? So let's say I'm a seasoned contractor. I just rather hand figure my jobs. I know everything off the top of my head, but I want this visualizer. So now what am I looking at? Do I
you know,
have to use SmartBuild to use the visualizer? Like, can I bring in SmartBuild, not use it, but get the visualizer?
you don't, I mean, you have SmartBuild to get the visualizer, but at some point you have to weigh out
The cost.
the cost. And also it's like, how long are you going to resist SmartBuild?
Sure.
How long
Sure.
are you going to resist that? And if you're a company that, like, hey, we just sell 3 million a year, 5 million a year. We're comfortable with that. And we hand list everything. It's just how we do it. That's great. I mean, I'm not dogging that. That's fantastic.
Mhm.
But at some point, do you want to grow? Do what would it mean if you had the software tool? So
And let's go ahead. Go ahead. But yeah, I want to dig into that on the business side of things. But
I know you do. I need to get through the second option for the visualizer. So the first one's a full custom setup. Kind of, it can and will and should replace the e-modeler, $500 a month. But if you're like, it's cool, but I'm not ready to commit to that yet, but I'm interested. I really want to see what it'll do. Option number 2 is, because we invested so much into this for our customers, we have some what we call dealer seats. And what that means is, if you're a customer of Burrows and you have SmartBuild, we can offer you a seat at our table with this 3D visualizer. And what that means is I can create a unique link. So our link to ours is 3d.burrows-supply.com. If I give you a seat at the table, it would be 3d.burrows-supply.com/Eagle Buildings. Okay. You can then use that link to promote on your social media sites. You can do some fun things with the visualizer. You can even add it to your website. But when a client clicks on that link, it's going to be the Burrows link. It's going to have the Burrows logo on it. It's going to look like Burrows everything, except in the address bar, it'll have the /Eagle Buildings. Okay. If a client saves a job, that link will filter through Burrows, but it still will go to your SmartBuild.
Okay.
And as of today, we haven't worked out the fine details. It could change, but we're definitely offering a 90-day run with that.
Sure.
For any of our clients that have SmartBuild. So at minimum, a 90-day run where you can see how it works for you. As far as a lead generation tool, and decide if you want to invest in the fully customized version just for your company.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. That's good. So there's two things in that. Number one is, if there are some of you listening who are still skeptical a little bit about Burrows taking your customers, because I can see how someone might say, whoa, so it's Burrows viewer and my customer's going to be, and my name's on there, but everything filters through Burrows. Here's what I want you to know. We do not want your customers. Okay. We don't want to manage the visualizer. We don't want your people coming to your site and building, designing buildings in the visualizer. And then we're going to take them. I don't have capacity for that. Right. I am not a builder. Burrows is not a builder. We are a supplier. I do not want to supply materials directly to the end user. Want to know why? Because they would call us. How do I do this? Where does this post go? Where does this trim go? We are not builders. Okay. So I just want to put everyone's mind at ease. We want you to have this. This is a resource for you. We are a for-profit company. One of the reasons we're offering this is because we would like to do more business, sell more materials to you, the contractor. Okay. Now, if someone finds this visualizer on our website and they are an end user and they design something and it comes to us, guess what happens? We're going to find
sharing.
out. We're going to find out where they're at, and we're going to be sharing leads. Okay. So I want to reinforce this. We do not want to sell to your customers. We do not want to sell to the end user. We want to sell to contractors. That is you. If you're listening, I hope you're a contractor. We want to sell to you. So I want to chat the crystal clear. Number two, $500.
Yeah.
Oh man, $500. Like, Scott, I'm struggling right now just to sell buildings. I'm not making fun of you. It's just what I do. Here's the thing. So $500 a month. If the visualizer can get you 5 additional leads, okay? Of those 5 leads, let's be extremely conservative. You sell 1 building, okay? You paid for it. And here's something you can do. Push the $500 into the cost of the building. Because that is a lead you didn't have to work for. This is someone that sat back there, did most of the work for you, right? They're like, oh, I want a 30 by 40, and I want a window here, and I want a door here. And you go, and it just, boop, hey, it's all done. Boop. Like, your time savings alone is probably going to pay for this. But the other thing you're doing is you're making your customer, your lead, sticky. Okay? It makes them sticky. If they've sat there and put in the time to put this together and they send it to you, they're sticky to you. Now, can they print that picture out? Can they do a print screen and go to your competition and say, this is what I want? Yeah, they can do that. But don't be afraid of it, because they're already doing that, right? They're on Facebook and they go to this competitor and they go, oh, I want this. So they're already using pictures to say, hey, this is what I want. But what makes it different is if they have been on that site and it's your site, your name is in front of them every time they go there. And then they send something, and now you've got dialogue, right? So there's 2 points to this from a business aspect. One, it's a tax write-off. This is a business expense. Like, well, Scott, that's $6,000 a year. Okay. how much profit do you have in one building? And if you're like, well, I just don't make a whole lot of profit. Why? I mean, why?
Right.
I've heard it lately. I've
Exactly.
had a couple of conversations lately with man, I'm too high. I'm too high. I'm not selling buildings. I'm too high. Not dissing anyone out there. I did have a conversation yesterday. And I said, okay, so I'm just curious because you keep telling me you're too high in this space. I'm not going to get off on a tangent here, but it's important because this has happened this week. I'm too high. I'm not getting buildings. I'm too high. I said, all right, well, I'm a customer. I'm not going to hold you to this, but hey, so person I'm talking to, what's my price on a 30 by 40 by 10 with a walk door and an overhead door? Person I'm talking to says, well, that's this. I was like, all right, concrete dirt work? Nope, nope, nope. That's just the building built. Materials bought from Burrows and labor. I was like, dude, you're about $10,000 too low. What? But I'm not selling buildings. And here's the thing, your customers, it's like sharks and blood in the water. If you're afraid of your price, so are they.
Hmm.
If you're afraid to spend money, here's the thing, when we talked about bling, bank, or bust, do not spend money you do not have. But this is a tax write-off. This is a marketing expense. But don't think, oh God, I got to take this out of my pocket. Because here's my question. Do you have $1,000, 2 months of the viewer, if you're a SmartBuild user, and in 2 months, if you don't sell two buildings off of the viewer, shut it down. Okay? Just shut it down.
Yeah. It's a month. It's a month to month. It's not a full on commitment
No, 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 it's
forever.
not.
It's
But what
like
I'm
signing your
saying
life
is
away.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying is don't go for a month. Oh, I didn't get anything. No, give it 2 months, right? Talk
Hmm.
about it, think about it, and don't sign up. Oh, I want this tomorrow, and then spend the next month trying to figure out how to get it on your website. Don't pay for a month that you're not using. If you have a website, talk to your web developer. Get it figured out. Get a plan. When am I going to launch this? Where's it going to land? Put it on my Facebook page. Get your marketing plan together first before you click the sign up button. That way you get the full advantage of it versus taking a week or 2 weeks to figure out how to get it available. Okay. Be smart about this. This is a tax write off. And the other thing is every project that comes in through your viewer, you're going to have to go into SmartBuild to figure it. Add $50, add $100. Let the viewer pay for itself. Don't see
You know
this
what?
as I got to spend $6,000.
In addition to a tax write off, if any of our listeners out there have actually done other marketing besides just a Facebook post, marketing's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Everything about it's expensive. Have you looked into what a billboard costs per month? Have you looked into what a radio ad costs to run? Have you looked into, heck, 10, 15 years ago, I remember cutting checks thousands of dollars a month to the newspaper for little 3x3 black and white ads in the newspaper. Are you freaking kidding me? This is 500 a month. It is nothing. That's chump change
Yeah.
for
A
marketing.
30, just so you know what Josh is talking about, I looked at this a couple years ago for the company that I was working for. A 30-second radio ad, depending on what time, right? Because there's prime times. The marketing's different depending on when it plays. An AM radio program that everyone kind of is aware of. It was the quote I got was $7,500 a month, and my ad would run 6 times, I believe. And it was a 30-second spot. And you're just kind of hoping whoever's going to listen to it listens to it, right? But the thing with this is with the viewer, and again, get with your web developer. If you choose to use Facebook, here's the thing I'm going to also say: if you're using Facebook, you better know what you're doing because Facebook accounts are getting hacked. I'm not trying to scare you off, but if you're on Facebook, understand the privacy settings, and if you don't, learn how to set up your privacy settings. You don't want to invest a lot of resources and time and have someone scam your profile. So know how to use it. It is not secure if you don't understand how to set up the settings. But if you're on Facebook, you can choose demographics. Hey, I want to market in this zip code. Oh, and I want to go 50 miles outside of that. So there's a lot of resources out there that you can do yourself. Takes a little time, takes a little research, but this tool at $500 a month, you may be thinking, man, I'm just trying to make ends meet at this point. Don't let it scare you off. Maybe now's not the right time, but this absolutely is the right choice for your business to grow your business and to make your customers, your leads, your prospects sticky to your business.
which is exactly why Burrow's invested in this. We did it for our clients. And again, don't forget their options. So if you are listening to this, or you got the email over the weekend, or you saw a Facebook or Instagram post about it, please reach out. What we're asking is you can reach out to your CSR or whoever, your sales rep, but they're instructed to send you to me. So I would like to have a one-on-one conversation with you about the tool and which option may be best for you, if either.
Yeah.
And
And here's the thing on this one, guys. I'm going to put Josh's email on this podcast. If you have questions about the 3D viewer, email Josh, and I'll put it on the screen about the 3D viewer, and just put, hey, podcast 3D viewer, send it to Josh. He'll get with you. He'll have the conversation with you and see if this is the right fit. So we are out of time, man. Josh, I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be a great resource. We are here to help you, man. Like we say it all the time. We are here to help you. When we help you and you feel comfortable working with us, everyone wins. And so we want to bring you these types of tools. Also, if you're listening, maybe I've just missed this, and you want to watch because you're like, Scott, I can hear you. I can't see you. We have a YouTube channel. Okay. Burrow's Supply. Go to the YouTube channel. And this podcast is available as its own show. Okay. So if you want to listen to us while you're driving or eating lunch, that's great. But then you're like, hey, I don't know, is Scott as handsome as he sounds? Hey, you know what?
check it out.
Check it out, right? But no, so go on the YouTube, Burrow's YouTube. You can watch these. I put stuff in the show notes. I put emails and stuff in there. So thank you so much. We ran a little bit over. I think maybe just as we start digging into more stuff and have more conversation, these are getting a little bit longer, but our goal is not just to yak at you, it's to be helpful. So, Josh, thank you. Well done, man. What a great thing to offer. And you've done a great job on this project.
Could I think our viewers will listen for one last little nugget. This is really cool. And I don't know how I forgot to mention this, Scott.
I know what you're going to say.
That 3D.burrows-supply is mobile friendly, very friendly on mobile. You can design your building and go outside and click the augmented reality button and put that building in your yard, wherever you envision it being. You can even zoom in and walk inside the building. So that in itself is super cool. And you can try it. Just try it, 3D.burrows-supply.com. Give it a try. Give me an email, and peace out. Talk to you next time.
Peace out. Thank you, guys. See you soon.